Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how you doing? How's your mama? How's your family? The UFC Vegas 105 official bets are here. My bets, not yours. Gamble responsibly. These are free bets. Man, you guys act like I'm charging you a fee for these. At the bottom, it says, do not make the conscious decision to tell free bets and get mad if they miss. These bets are made for content purposes only. To make our live stream more fun, more entertaining. Maybe a few bragging rights to say, ha ha, I told you so. But that's it. Tell at your own risk. I love you all. We have 8 official bets, a lot of bets. We got a lot of action on this card. And originally on this card, I didn't think I would have a lot of action. I'm looking at it, I'm like, ugh. Tricky spots here, tricky spots there, but I do have a lot of action. And usually when I have a lot of action, things go wrong. We got 4.31 units on the board. If everything goes right, every bet hits, which, come on now. I say come on now. We'll get into last week. Last week, every bet did hit. We'll return 8.85 units, a profit of 4.54 units. We had a perfect card last week. Only 5 bets on the board, which is still crazy to go 5-0. And I think the most hardest sport to bet. I really do believe that. We damn near doubled our money. Came in clean. Left even cleaner. Now, let's get into my pride and joy with my casual parlay, which is 7 of its last 11. The casual parlay has its own video now that comes out on Monday, earlier in the week. I want to shoot for Monday. Sportsbooks obviously don't drop a lot of things, but I do want to come out with the video on Monday. Even if the odds haven't dropped for what I'm going to do, I want to come out with that video on Mondays. Just saying. So the odds that you're going to see now are not the odds that I had Monday. That's all I'm saying. So let's just get into it. My pride and joy, my casual parlay. I already made the video on it. You already know what it is if you watched. Kenny Nezejeku and Joe Anderson Brito, which who have both become, the lines have become wider on both. Joe Anderson Brito is like minus 250. Kenny Nezejeku is like minus 330. Kenny Nezejeku, this isn't a predictions video, by the way. I dropped my full card predictions as well. It's all in the playlist, UFC Vegas 105. Kennedy Nezejeku, I believe, he's been given a layup in Martin Budai. He's so talented. He's so good. Now we've been here before with him at light heavyweight, where he looks great. He's finishing guys. You trust him. He comes in as a big favorite. He sells your ticket. I don't think this is the case here. This is really low-level competition, which hasn't stopped him from losing before. But Martin Budai is really a layup. If he can't hold you against the fence and kill time and be in advantageous positions, he's not going to win the fight. He's not faster. He's not the better striker. He might not even be stronger. He's not the better grappler. He doesn't have the better BJJ. Kennedy's better in every which way. It's going to be footwork. It should be pop shot. And his output is low. It shouldn't hurt him in this fight. Joe Anderson Brito, I think this is going to be a car race, and I really believe this is going to be brutality. I think Joe Anderson Brito is going to finish Pat Sabatini in brutal fashion. An interesting stat that I found out after I made this parlay is Pat Sabatini has never lost a fight in which he got a takedown. Very interesting. Brito carrying that Shoot the Box banner very, very proudly. He's a Shoot the Box affiliate. I had somebody tell me he's not even Shoot the Box, bro. He's an affiliate. Stop that shit, man. Stop that. He proudly represents Shoot the Box. But he has one thing that Shoot the Box, a lot of the Shoot the Box fighters don't have. And that's the durability. Yeah, they all come forward throwing the kitchen sink power, looking to make something happen. Joe Anderson Brito is durable. He doesn't fade hard. You're not going to really hurt him. And Pat Sabatini is very vulnerable on the feet, especially in this matchup. Now, if Joe Anderson overextends and lets Pat create some fluky scramble, could get interesting. But the gym that Joe Anderson Brito is in, the guys he's rolling with on a daily basis, no way he's getting subbed by Pat Sabatini, who is a great submission specialist, a great ground control, great all of that. No way he's getting submitted. This fight starts on the feet each round. Joe Anderson Brito comes out like a fucking Ford F-150 into a brick wall. I think he's going to run through Pat Sabatini. Now let's get into my should-win parlay. We went no neck, all traps on him in Brad Tavares. I think I'm happy Brad Tavares got this kind of matchup, man. A GM3 matchup. Come on, man. Brad Tavares did his thing on the feet against Jung Young Park. Defended the takedowns well. I don't like MMA math. GM3 is not Jung Young Park, all right? Brad Tavares has all-time level takedown defense. All-time level. Jose Aldo level takedown defense. And that's really the only place GM3 can win this fight is by finding a submission. I don't think this fight's going to hit the mat at all. I think Brad Tavares is going to outbox Gerald Milshart. May find a finish, may not. I think Brad's going to play it safe. Stay composed. No, he's the better fighter on the feet. Take his time. Do his thing. And then we got Torres Finley. I picked Torres Finley because his opponent, I don't think it's a coincidence that he just got crucifixed and brutalized on the ground in the Ultimate Fighter Championship. And now he's being put against a guy who's going to try to take him down and brutalize him. I think Robert Valentine, he's very crafty on the feet, very tricky on the feet, but his striking style welcomes the takedowns more easily. Torres Finley should be durable, should be able to get his hands on Robert Valentine. And I don't know if Robert Valentine will get up. I don't know. I don't think he'll get up, actually, before the buzzer sounds. I think the only time he gets up is if he's getting helped up, or Herb Dean or whoever the referee is pulling Torres Finley off. So that's my should win parlay. Now we got Vanessa Demopoulos. That's my underdog straight play. I don't think Vanessa's all that. As you can see, 0.26 of a unit to bring back half a unit. I don't think she's all that, but I think Talita is horrible. But it's interesting because Stephanie Luciano, I like Stephanie Luciano a lot. I really do. Talita Alencar, I don't want to say she fought her to a draw, yes, but early in the, they both had a combined 7 fights in their career, 8 fights in their career. Talita's bad, man. Her best attribute is the grappling, and she can't wrestle. She's securing takedowns at a 13% accuracy. Now, Vanessa Demopoulos has a 23% takedown defense, which is equally horrible. So, I don't know. But I think Vanessa, she does have good pocket boxing. She does like to get in the pocket, make things happen. Doesn't have crazy power, but she's willing to throw down. And Talita looks so desperate whenever she's trying to get fights to the ground. She looks so desperate. Now, that could be Stephanie Luciano really dogging her out, because I think that's what Stephanie Luciano should have done. I like Stephanie Luciano a lot. But I'm rolling Vanessa Demopoulos. I think at minus 108 is one of the straight plays. It's the only straight play I have, so I think it's the only one that's worth taking a risk on. Got a lot of props. I've never had this many props before. I have 5 props. We'll start here. Josh Emmett inside the distance, if decision, no action. At plus 170, I think this is a complete steal. Basically, what this means is if Josh Emmett finishes Lerone Murphy, I win my bet. If the fight goes to a decision, no matter who wins, I get a complete refund. The only way I lose is if Josh Emmett gets finished. And Josh Emmett went 5 rounds with Ilia Topuria. Lerone Murphy is not a high finishing threat. He's a finesse fighter in there. Outpoint you, tit for tat you. He does have that dog in him, though. And as he showed against Dan Ige when he was hurt early. But I think if you're telling me Josh Emmett gets 25 minutes to land one punch, because it only takes one punch to finish Lerone Murphy, and if he doesn't land that punch, I just get a refund, I'm going to take that every time. I do not think Josh Emmett gets finished. So I will gladly take the finishing upside with 0. I think it's no risk. I think I have nothing to lose. I think it's win or get a refund. We'll go here. Kenan Nzechukwu versus Martin Buday. I sprinkled a bit. Half a unit. That's more than a sprinkle on the under 2.5. I'm kind of having buyer's remorse on that one. But I do think Kennedy should finish Martin Buday. I think his speed and his timing will be able to hurt Martin Buday. I think he has good neck attacks. It's just, will Kennedy be low output and allow Buday to just hang around in a smudge fest? I don't think so. I think this is a layup. I think this is another fight where Kennedy should look to make a statement. Be patient. Find the shots. Pick his shots. I think he can finish Martin Buday on the mat or on the feet. We'll go here. Under 1.5 for Joe Anderson Brito versus Pat Sabatini. It was plus 120. I liked it. I don't think this fight goes to decision. Because I think Joe Anderson Brito is going to run through him. I think something's going to happen. Now, I'll be a fool to act like Pat Sabatini's not live for a submission or a finish, but I just don't think he will be able to finish Joe Anderson Brito, especially Joe Anderson Brito, who's not tired, who's going to be willing to scramble, ready to scramble. The guys he's rolling with, he's prepared. I don't think Joe Anderson Brito is getting subbed anytime soon. I know he's been subbed before in his UFC debut, and I think that's the only time he's been subbed. Not his UFC debut, his mixed martial arts debut. Sorry. But I don't think he's going to get subbed anytime soon. And I like Joe Anderson Brito to be, he just throws everything with full intent, full power, kitchen sink, looking to make something happen, looking to get you out of there. I like Joe Anderson Brito. I do. We'll come down here. Ode Osborne plus 3.5. At plus 105. Is there something I'm missing? Is there something I'm missing? Ode Osborne is the true vet in the UFC. I think this fight goes to decision. If it doesn't go to decision, I think it's because Ode Osborne hurt Luis and got him out of there. Ode Osbourne is fast, powerful, long. Now, obviously, the one wrinkle in this game that has led to all these losses is his grappling. And Luis can wrestle. Luis isn't a submission specialist. He doesn't hunt for submissions when he's on the ground. He's looking to control. He's looking to work a bit. He's not searching for submissions at all on the ground. So I think this fight is going to go to a decision. And I think the veteran Ode Osbourne, with his back against the wall, fighting for his career, fighting for his livelihood, which is what he loves to do. He's been so close at the apple. So close. Almost finished Ronaldo. I think he's going to be able to squeak out a round at least. I think he's going to win the fight. But I think he's going to be able to at least squeak out a round against Luis Goooooo and cash this bet. And then we got under 2.5 on Diana Belbita versus Deonna Barboza. DraftKings literally dropped the fight today. They just finally acknowledged that the fight existed today on a Wednesday. Diana Barboza on other sports books opened at -400. She's up to -1,000 now. The under 2.5 was plus money at one point. Now it's -130. I think Barboza wins inside the distance. I think she's going to maul Belbita. Belbita got subbed by Meatball Molly. I said this in my predictions fight. Is there more I need to say? Barboza also has that great judo. Diana Belbita has shown she doesn't really want to be here. It is what it is. I'm here for a paycheck. It's not a good combination. And that's all I have. I'm actually waiting on some more props that I might look into. Reese McKee plus 3.5. I think the durability of Reese McKee, even though he's fighting a guy who's a KO machine, Reese has been shown to be very, very durable against guys who do hit hard. I'm not counting Hamza Chimaev. I'm not going to count that one against him, but Shitty and Jaquani fought him to a split decision. Ange Loza, a guy who doesn't have a lot of finishes but hit hard, a great athlete, took all of this to decision. And Reese McKee has done nothing but finish guys on the regionals. He has all finishes in his wins on the regionals. I think Daniel Frunze is the closest thing to the regionals as he's ever fought in the UFC. Every time he's fought in the UFC, he's fought an established UFC fighter. He's finally fighting a guy from the regionals. I wouldn't be surprised if he looks good there. And Loma Lukebumi, they're both good strikers. Loma has the Muay Thai. Estela Nunes has the kickboxing, but Loma has that wrestling in her back pocket, which is pretty good and pretty sneaky to secure rounds. So I think she'll dominate Estela Nunes, who's 6-5 in her UFC, in her MMA career. I just don't like that for her. One more time, these bets are just for content purposes only. Make our live streams more fun. Speaking of live streams, we're live every Saturday. We're going to be live this Saturday, of course. You know it. Like, comment, subscribe, share this to somebody I know they enjoy just like you did. Gamble responsibly. Tell that you're on risk. You ain't got to go home. You got to get up out of here, man, and eat.